would enter come in sight, they'd start tolling that old bell, you know, and I could just imagine all of that. And I thought, well, I just don't think I can ever stand to
Not only
take
that,
Dad back down there.
not only that, I think if you're buried at a place like that, that you have a tendency everybody more forget you anyway.
Yeah, that's how come to be buried here. And this is the selfish part on my part, but it's close to my home, and I just feel
That's
like
what
they're
I'm talking about. Yeah,
in my,
in your area.
yeah, my door, you might say.
But it's an oddity to go to a graveyard.
In case we can't read that, that says 1874 to 1972.
Hardy, he only liked a month of being 98 years old. Less than a month.
And
He
that's
died the 12th.
1884, right?
Yeah.
And 1970. Well, I can't read the. It'll probably come out better on the tape, but.
Well, Dad died the 12th day of June, and the 26th, he would have been 98 years old.
And the name of this graveyard is what?
Elizabethtown Memorial Gardens.
Elizabethtown Memorial Gardens. On Route 62?
Yeah, 62 West.
Okay.
Approximately 5 miles south of Elizabethtown.
All right, we got that.
This is the house where Dad and Mom, their last home. It's changed a whole lot to what it used to be. There used to be a drive, as I remember, down this side, and there used to be some outbuildings back in here. And it was a frame house, and now it's a brick house, and the drive is on the other side of the house. It really, a lot of it don't look like it used to.
Somebody at the door.
Well, Hardy, I ain't seeing nothing.
Well, you got your lens cap on.
No wonder.
That ought to help out.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
Ready?
Go ahead.
Well, this is the last home of William Campbell Gragson. He was married to Lady Green at the time, and he was the sheriff of Grayson County, and he came in and been out in the rain all day, and he got sick and died with pneumonia within just a few days. And he died April the 4th, 1898, and was buried in the Horn Family Cemetery near Clarkson. And he's the father of Wallace Gragson and the grandfather of Dolph Gragson. And then Miss Lily Franklin, that the school teacher that Birch and Herbert and Verna, all of them loved so well, and Hugh, she lived here, her and her husband. They bought this place, and this was where she lived the rest of her life. That's about all I know about it.
This is the old home place where Daddy was raised, and Aunt Helen was raised, and when they were all young. And this is looking back, Dad owned this farm before he moved to White Mills. And you come on around this way and you can see for miles back here. Now right about where I'm pointing now is where the old store building was. And little story here, when I was young, it was me and Mom and Daddy is all there was. And I used to watch the road grader when he's grading the road right here in front of the house. And there's a guy drove with the name of Jack. And I thought that was so cute, and I got so engrossed in showing off for him that the porch was high off of the ground. And I fell off of the porch and like to broke my stupid neck. But anyhow, this is where my granddaddy lived, and when him and his mom married. This was their first home also. And looking back over this way, and this trees right about here is where the old log cabin was, where we lived a while. And this is between Clarkson and Millerstown on the I guess you call it towards the Little Flock Church.
You got her on VCR again.
No, I'm good now. It's got receive out there in front of it, and we should be doing great whenever you're ready
Are you ready?
to tell about this. Well, I'll see what I can do about
Well, I'm ready if you are.
Okay.
This is the Keller School where all of us attended this school. And the older kids, Miss Lily Franklin was the teacher. And over here in the fence row, this big old tree where all the kids would come down and eat lunch. And after we'd all get through eating, it looked about like a hog pen. There would be corn cobs and pieces of big old ripe tomatoes and all that laying around on the ground. And we used to play ball out here in this school ground. This was a nice level schoolyard. I always thought this was one of the prettiest schoolyards and all there was. And it's just a shame it's not been preserved.
Let's see if we can go. Oh yeah.
Now on
I still don't
the back of the building
hardly see the.
was
There's the building right there, and that's as close a shot as we can get. I hope it comes out on the screen a little better.
can you
what
view
I'm able
over
to
here
see.
to this big old tree in the fence row?
The one you eat under.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's see.
God, that sucker's old, ain't it?
Uh-huh.
Well,
There
that was
it is.
evidently a big tree when you all were
Oh yeah, big shade
from
tree.
listening to you talk.
Yeah. Well,
That's where
all
you-
of us remembered the tree.
That's a red oak, ain't it? Looks like
Beats
some kind
me. I
of oak.
don't know.
Or we get her to
Yeah.
tell
Now
it.
this is a picture of little Albert Gragson's house, and which we'll have a narrative on later, so you might make a mental note of this house at the present time. And we'll move on.
Okay, this is Mount Moriah Church, and there's a little bit of history here. We'll go on inside. Just wanted to got a lot of relatives over there. Up close and personal. I'm gonna go on in here. Okay, here's a.
Now you want me to go ahead with my narration?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Well, this is where we'll pack up and put this casket here, and all that was filled in with those big benches, and that's where the family sat. And I always figured that they had did it that way, so everybody else is sitting out here, and they could look over here and see how hard the family was taking it, whether they was crying or, you know, that sort of thing. And I remember when we, as a family, got up to view the corpse, and Dad said, "Goodbye, Pam." It's not funny, but I just hear him say that today. And, of course, I don't remember when Batman had passed away. I was just a baby then.
Now they still have church here occasionally?
Yeah, they hold revivals here. I read of them now and then in the Litchfield Gazette where somebody's holding a revival. And Jim Puckett and Barney's grandson, Joe Kane, used to preach here. And there's a Gragsons name on this pulpit up here, Harvey, if you want to get the...
There it is. Now how long do you reckon that's
Now, that's not been too many years ago. Let's see, when were we down here, Junior? Was when here then. So
get us a view here from the pulpit.
yeah.
It's a kind of unfamiliar place for me. I don't know about the rest of you, but
You might look down the side. I don't know if you noticed, they got the places for the lamps, for their light.
I don't know whether I'm picking that up or not. But
And over here in the corner behind you is
There.
this pot-bellied skull.
there's one where, I guess, what was that, a kerosene lamp or whatever,
Yeah, kerosene lamps.
would go there.
They'd stick the lamp down in there and that reflected light.
One last shot of the pulpit.
Table, you want to get this shot where we ate out here on the picnic table.
All right, we'll,
They fixed the...
there's bruh. That's enough of that.
Winnie. Don't you call that Winnie?
There's the picnic table.
One and Winnie and the
Now,
other.
Hardy,
none
that's
of
the
it had
picnic
answered.
table. You might
And
add
that's
right there, that picnic table. When we came over here in '83, that's where we ate our lunch. Daddy,
Your mother
Mama,
and Dad,
Jerry, Aunt Helen,
Doris.
John, Doris, Cindy.
It's not been built too many years. What kind of ground cover is that? on the Central Road. I mean, it was all grown up. They've evidently burned this off. And we were walking out through here, and a black snake took off right in front of us, and Ted started to holler, "Oh, Helen!" They could have hurt her, just like me just then. Only I think it
Okay. This is now this is of course Mount Moriah and the cemetery, and I don't know whether just in case we evidently he's a Mason.
oh yes,
And,
he founded the Masonic Lodge at Big Clifty.
All right, that's a point of interest. Now, in case we can't make this out on the tape, what is the name and the date and everything that's on there?
It's Wallace Gregson, and he was born April the 21st, 1849. It looks like he died
May the 12th.
May the 12th, 1931.
Yeah.
Okay.
Junior came to the funeral. You were a baby.
Yeah, well,
You died in,
year old.
yeah.
Now, well, you want me to read it to you?
Okay. Well,
This is Kitty A. Gregson, born April the 9th, 1844, died June the 17th, 1928, and she was
No, not 28.
23, excuse me, yeah, it looked like an
Looks
8.
like an 8 though.
Yeah. In 1923, and she's the wife of Pap, Wallace Gregson on the other side, and this is Dolph Gregson, our granddaddy's mother and daddy.
okay. And what she was known as
And-
Fat Mammy.
Right. hmm
Okay.
And I've heard Mom
She
say
Skaggs.
they came to live with Mom and Dad when she would bring her in the kitchen in one of those straight chairs. He'd scooter. They didn't have
Yeah.
wheel chairs back in those days. And Mom said that Fat Mammy would sit down and eat 5 and 6 cakes of sausage and biscuits and eggs and everything else in proportion.
Well, she wanted to live up to her name, Fat Mammy.
And she ended up, she had 3 strokes and the third one took her.
Well, now she.
Now this is
This is your
Yeah.
your
The Nicholses.
great grandfather on Daddy's mother's side.
no, that's
This is Jephthah and Lou Viney Nichols.
Okay. That's.
You want me to read you some?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I don't think you get it. I don't know if I can read it or not. It looks like Jephthah Nichols, the father, was born April the 28th, 1840, and he died July, looks like the 16th, 1914. And Lou Vanna, his wife, was born May the 23rd, 1847, and died May the 30th, 1918. And they were the father and mother of our daddy's mother. This is Dad's baby brother, which I didn't know existed until today, and evidently his name was William W. Gregson, and he was born March the 18th, 1872, and died September the 4th, 1873. So he would have been about 18 months old when he died. Did you, Aunt Helen, do you know what the cause of death was?
I never did remember to ask Dad.
It was not odd for children to die.
The home of Dr. Hezekiah Horn, and he was born in April the 26th, 1822 in Virginia, and he died in 1896, buried in the Horn family cemetery, and he married Sarah Gragson, one of Patton Gragson's daughters, and it was his first wife. Then he married another Gragson girl, her sister, when she died, and then his third wife was Emily Jane Watkins. And his last 2 children were Bedford and Hal Horn, and it's said that he had either 26 or 28 children.
And really,
Many of them are buried in Little Clifty Cemetery, but he himself's buried over in the Horn Cemetery. Well, Greg's.
Say that again. I think I missed part of that.
His first and second wives were sisters to William Campbell Gregson. They were daughters of Patton Gregson that came here from North Carolina to the way of Virginia and settled here in Grayson County.
would that made him an uncle to your daddy, my granddaddy, Dolph Gregson?
Yeah. It would have been their uncle, but his wife would have been their aunt. And then he was also Mom's grandfather
Oh gosh, that
on her
gets
mother's
confusing.
side. So he's really related to me. But
You're gonna narrate it?
well, you go ahead. You do better.
Well, I don't know too much about it, but I'll give it a shot. This is one of the farms that was William Campbell Gregson divided up and gave his sons. And this was the one he gave Wallace Gregson, who is Dolph Gregson, our grandfather, and so forth, was raised here. This was his boyhood home here. The land on both sides of the road, back down the road, belonged to William Campbell Gregson, and he divided it up and gave it to all of his sons. I guess that's about all I can say about
Don't you
this.
imagine that plank fence is right down there at the
Yeah.
foot of that?
I would imagine right there where that's at, that's where it
Kind of
was.
looks like where a fence has been in its day.
Right down near the end of the hill there,
Yeah.
right in there.
Kindly see,
There
looks
used
like
to be a
Yeah.
plank
This
fence.
looks kind of like.
Now this is Horntown, and what you're looking at right now is where the main store used to sit, right in this corner. And we're at a corner, and I'm going to turn around behind me here, and right over the car, over in this area, right down this road, was where there used to be 4 or 5 or 6 houses, I guess, from what I get, the main part of town residential section. And then as the story goes, right here in this area, there was some like storage buildings, maybe a livery stable or something like that, or a blacksmith shop or something in that area. And that about does it for Horntown, because as we said, we drove up here, Horntown's about had it.
Okay, here we are at Little Clifty in Grayson County. And this is where a lot of the relatives are buried. There's a couple that ain't buried yet. Okay, here's Daddy's mama. That's Bertie, wife of Dolphus Gregson, born February the 25th, 1876, died July the 2nd, 1904. Okay, here's Daddy's brother. He's buried right beside his mother. Hugh Gregson, August the 10th, 1903 to June the 4th, 1983.
There's his parents over there, Dora and Kathleen. And he had a sister, Geneva Booth. New house is built now, and as I said, used to be a log house there.
Y'all are the Maggie Whitney.
daughter's husband's buried here, and her son's buried there.
Well, that's the tractor's gravestone, isn't it?
Do you know that anymore they put, I cried for happiness, you know, and we all felt so sorry for Denver because, of course, his son wasn't going to be coming back.
Well, he always seemed like a pretty happy soul.
Yeah, some of Mom's.
Okay, go ahead and tell us.
Tell us what this.
Oh, well, this is Mom's mother, Nancy Jane Burns. She was a Horn, a daughter of Hezekiah and Sarah, and she was born November the 10th, 1846, and died March the 20th, 1906. This is her husband over here, John Burns, and he was born June the 15th, 1849, and died April the 15th, 1884. Now he came to this area with some people, I believe with the name of Jackson, and we never did, I can't really learn anything about his background.
Evidently, this is one of Mom's brothers.
Yeah,
right?
that's Alvin,
Yeah.
her brother.
He's 12 years old, looks like.
And Shelton, this Shelton up here was one of her brothers.
Yeah, back there.
Right here. Mom always said that he was turned a whole lot like Jimmy. He liked to kid and carry on, you know. And Uncle
He
Lonnie,
didn't live to be too old, did he? 23.
and Uncle Lonnie, Mom's oldest brother, was all the serious-minded.
He's not buried here, right?
He was buried at Clarkson. Up there by the water tower in the Clarkson Cemetery.
Now, what killed this man? Do you know?
I think a lot of those people back in those days died with tuberculosis or something along that
They
line.
died and they had nobody around to
No,
really diagnose
really,
what it was.
They-
It's dead.
Now there's a preacher in here, John.
I didn't know there was such a thing as a Gregson preacher.
There is.
That's all it says on it, ain't it? Well, you better get that,
right
bro.
Here. Here's his grave.
Yeah, if there's a Gregson preacher, I certainly want to get that because he's a...
He's a brother to William Campbell, the son of Patton that came to.
Oh, okay. He is an older one then, right? He is one, might be one of the ones.
Now read that tombstone just in case we can't make it.
John B. Gragson, born August the 18th, 1832, and died September the 11th, 1877.
And he was a reverend.
Yeah, it says, blessed are the dear Lord blessed are the dead which die in the Lord. From henceforth I can't read that. Can you all?
Here's his wife, right here.
Is that a Rebecca?
Look like Rebecca.
I believe it is Rebecca.
Come on, no
Rebecca
wrong.
A,
And then
wife of the Reverend J.B. Gregson, born August the 30th, 1829, died August the 10th, 1893, it looks like. So, that is the Reverend.
and his wife.
Junior, have you got the chalk?
Yeah.
That's where that Isom stuff comes from, probably.
Right there.
Right there.
Are they any kind of relative, or are we just doing this
Now,
for fun of
they
it?
would be, those are, now Isom Nichols, I believe,
I've heard Daddy talk
her,
about it.
Karina's parents, she looked like Bedford.
Oh,
You know
okay.
why he looked, because Birch just looks a lot like he did.
Died in 1939.
Is the evidently the daughter was born in 1887 and died in 1892. That's one. Born in 1884 and died in 1892. Fact of the matter, that one died February the 6th.
That
But
died in
this-
March.
This one died February, March the 1st. That's
Just
pretty.
a
Just a
month
couple of
difference.
days apart from one another. And that's here is another.
That looks like a double.
That is 18
That
and
must be twins.
yeah, that's the infant sons. There's two there. They're twin sons. And they January the 22nd, 1854, or 1884. I'll say it in a minute. And then here, well, this is another one that died November the 19th, 1882. And I'm sure this one, and this one, and this one is one because I
Now
can't,
that
I
must
can't
be,
read it.
These are by his last wife,
Yeah.
Emily Jane.
Then here is one here that I can't read. I can tell you it's there. And then here is another right here. So that makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one of them was double. That's 10 children right
And
here.
then that Bedford over there was one of
And
his
they
sons.
had some
Yeah.
over there in that graveyard where they're born.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, where they're buried,
Yeah.
they had.
And Bedford is one of them too.
And he lived to be an old man.
He lived to be an old man.
Where's Bedford at?
Right out there, one
you
we
know,
just
that
looked at.
looked like
you
your
just took.
daddy.
Oh, okay. So this is a whole row of their kids, 10 kids right here.
Well,
then.
he had 26. Was it 26 or 29?
I always heard 26.
Okay.
Now,
Who's
somebody
going to
said
quibble when you
28.
get
that
Gregson.
came here from Virginia and so forth and married Martha Sutton. That's Martha's grave right there.
Right on the other side.
That new one there. See, that's the
Okay.
one I was telling you about, the relative coming in from out west and
Right.
buying her a new one.
But for some reason, no, they didn't like Patton or whatever and didn't.
Evidently not. Waiting for us on our side, I guess, to
Now this is Patton's wife, Martha,
Martha Sutton.
and Marker's gone, but that's Patton's grave there. There ain't much
Yeah.
left but where the headstone used to sit.
Uh-huh. With them when they came to Grayson County, and I just wonder where he's buried.
And they were married where?
Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Okay.
But that says Gregson down there. Well, I knew I'd seen Robert Patton's grave, his stone. Now they've just put that over here in the wrong.
That's that marker's made out of sandstone and it's just about weathered away.
Mhm.
Now if anybody knew who that was, they might ought to stick another marker up there.
Well, now that I think came from over here. This west.
But this is spelled D-A-L-P-H-U-S. Delphus. That wasn't his name. Was it?
I don't reckon there was.
This would be the family refrigerator
Yeah.
right in there. 'Cause falling in and
Look how that's washed out this deeper gully here.
then
About rotted that tree.
back up there is a house, or what's left of the house.
We cannot
Again.
determine exactly where the barn would be, though.
Well, we were discussing that.
I wonder if it had a floor.
I imagine.
Or just rock.
Now, what kept those people from going bad? Those long, well, they were, the winter days weren't all that long, but I mean, they were short days,
Well.
but with no entertainment. They had their own entertainment.
I would imagine they had dogs, chickens, cows, horses, all that kind of crap to take care of, and firewood to cut.
Hey.
And it was a real chore just to survive.
washing and ironing
Yeah.
and cooking the hard way. And
Figure out old devil had 26 kids. That woman didn't, at all times, could ever got bored. For about 6 different reasons.
View from the house. Boy, is it nice and cool in here.
and had a good breeze.
They think they had
couple of choice logs right over there. Looks like that one right there.
Feel the stillness of no airplanes.
It's a
no
two-story
trucks,
cabin.
no vehicles of any kind.
According to the reports, fell in like 10 or 15 years ago. Had to say, but
There, that,
Oh, I
there
doubt
one over
that.
there. Oh, there! Look at there's a peg over there.
where?
Right there.
Yeah.
There's a hole there.
Yeah.
See.
There's one in almost every log.
Is that a good one?
That's pretty good.
Well, isn't that odd?
I don't understand the purpose of that.
We'll have to find some old fella that studied log houses and so forth, and have them to.
What's in nearly every one of them. Now I cannot understand.
But and they're on the interior. It's not the
What's
outside.
the purpose of all these notches?
I'd say maybe rafters. I'd say that's the beam that made the roof.
Could very well be.
But there's one, two of them. How you explain that?
Well, there goes my chalk. Wonder why I had that little old piece of chalk after all in the first place.
Where'd it go? Can I get it?
And then
Man, that's young.
right
Sit-
there.
Sit right over there.
I don't know.
Okay.
But we've been needing it in here.
Look here.
Yeah, if we go to the Horn Cemetery, we'll need it.
Look here.
What?
Here you go.
Darn pig.
Oh, yeah, sure is.
Another one of them pigs right in there. You want to get it?
Oh, I tell you what, I think that
Well, I
would
don't
be,
know, but what
that would be interesting.
most of them I found. These are the best ones. Them two you got, and these two.
I wonder if a fellow could get it's like that when we come over here and put a peg in the end of it and kind of have it as a conversation
There's
piece.
a peg in the other end of that.
There
See,
is.
There's a short piece,
Yeah.
and it had a peg in both ends of it.
Yes, sir.
Do you suppose that'd be a door sill? No.
Well, now look here. Here's a. That's a round holder. As I said, Jimmy found a plank. You know, just a plank that had the round holes in it.
Huh.
And he figured that there was a round peg in one of them, and we figured that probably they fixed those up on the wall to hang coats on and hats and stuff.
Yeah, that might be, but the end of these aren't.
These don't make good sense, does it? Unless they were used to put logs together and hold them together instead of nails, do you reckon?
I don't know in the end, but you look, see these? There's two of these beams. It's got
There's a
those
hole
notches.
there in that one. There's a hole has been in this.
And this looks like a door or a fireplace or something. Yeah, I'd say it's a fireplace here.
Probably.
There's two beams on each side that's got those notches in it. And then all the way around, this beam must have been the top beam, Junior.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the notches they put the yeah. Get a shot of that, how that's put together right there too.
Looks like that is painted, look.
Have the family
I can't figure
get
that out.
together here.
I was looking down in here for some else clue or something, you know.
This area there seems to be the front door. Don't know.
That's what I figured.
And this is Lerter and Waverly's old home. And out there's the barn, and there's the old house. Now there's a new house here, and the road has changed. If I remember the road right, it used to go down to the house. I'm gonna try to zoom in on that and see if I can get it a little closer. So that's Lerner and Waverly's old house, where they used to live, where we used to come when I was a kid. There's the barn, basically in the same spot. I don't think that's the same barn, no. First time I've been back here in 35 years, I guess. What we're looking at now is the old Kate Bratcher place, Clyde Bratcher's mother, where we used to come years ago. And this looks to be the same house. And I'm going to try to move in, see what I can do with it. The big truck sitting out there, that wasn't here when we was here so many years ago. But this is the same old house, and I remember it having lots of flowers and stuff, but I'm reasonably certain it's the same house. What we're looking at now is the old Clay Hawkins place. I don't know how well we can see it. It's right to the left of this post, and I don't know if I zoom in how much it's going to help either, but we shall try to bring it in a little bit more. Clay and Bertie Hawkins place, adjoining the Kate Bratcher place. And that's the house right there. And that's the barn right there. Well, this is the Thomas Owen Whitten place. And this must be the original house. At least it looks like it. I'm going to zoom in on it now. Maybe we can see it a little bit better. But I don't know what this
She was from the deep south.
looks to be, the Thomas Owen Whitten place. And I'm gonna get out and see if I can get a shot of the barn and the surrounding area here. All around the house. Right here. Trees. There's the road. And there's a barn. Because the barn looks like it might have been here many years too. There's the field across from behind the barn. We're coming back around to the house. I'm going to point you right down the road, and we go down this road right here. We're fixing to go down the Crow Holler Hill. This is where Crow Holler School used to be, right up there where that house is at. I'll try to zoom in on it a little bit. And that's where the Crow Holler School used to be, right there. And they used to play ball, and this is a creek right here. And then right here where this garden's at, to the right of this road, used to be the ball field. And this is the Crow Holler School. We're right now in the bottom of Crow Holler.
There's a new Buick Roadmaster there.
Whew, you just missed a good day. I wish you could have been with us. We stopped to see little Albert, but he wasn't at home. And you remember about Virgie telling Albert, now put on your little britches, Albert. Oh, me. Well, that's about all I, and we didn't get to see
you ain't gonna
Virgie
tell about
either.
him nursing till he's, the nursing, nursing.
Oh, well, about him nursing his mother till he's about 6 years old. He could stand on the floor and nurse his mother.
But you think he's quit by now?
Evidently. Well, I don't know. She comes over there and spends the night.
She might still be nursing.
Little Albert. Little Albert must be, he's in his 60s, but now, I wish you could have seen him.
We was ready.
Now, that's one time we'll have to go back.
We would go spend the day with him, watch him nurse.
Oh, afternoon, we might have found him at
Yeah.
home.
Well, that'll be a good another trip when we go.
What a good ending for this day's tape.
Worked and seen everything. And, had some of the best lunch you ever seen.
I bet it was.
You know, I had 2 liver cheeses with onions. And what'd you have? 1 liver cheese and
One bologna. We had moon pies. I don't think anybody ate a moon pie but me.
we've seen graveyards and everything else. So,
Walked in more cow.
I never heard of Indianapolis.
She came right on in, didn't she?
I think that
She didn't want to go out either, did she?
it was a hard life. That's why they didn't live to be too damn old. And evidently, from there in Mount Moriah, Lou Bonnie and Jeff Fire, they had about 6 or 8 kids there beside of them that was under 10 years old. Now they was
My mother's daddy.
George, and your mother was Bertie. Was there any more of them that reached?
Yeah, Daddy and George.
Oh, she's up.
Alexander?
No, Albert. And Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur. Those graves were there in Litchfield.
Yeah.
Take your hands.
What are you doing? Trying to hide your face? Yeah.
Take it away so we can see your beautiful face. Smile at me a little bit.
But can you remember Jeff Dye?
Oh, Lord, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I was telling Artie today that I remember years ago that George Nichols, after Clyde's death,
Yeah.
come over here, and y'all come over to Raleigh, you remember. And we were talking, or you all was talking. And Jeff, and he had a lot of Civil War paraphernalia.
Look at him.
Relics.
Say hey.
Talk to me.
And somehow Clyde ended up.
Talk to me.
And then Clyde and his wife had their problems, she took them all sold. Do you
Tell
remember
about your
that?
cat.
I remember that story.
Tell Party about your cat. Tell
And
Party
that-
about your cat. What happened?
Dennis Litchfield is Clyde's boy.
That's what Helen, I asked her today. When it's in trouble with Medicare,
Yeah.
I asked her today. She said that was Clyde's son. Shit, they all were doing it.
Yeah. Some of them get a call and some of them don't. I got a thing today that I don't understand.
Lay there and lay?
Huh?
You just lay there and lay?
Just about.
Who's that guy?
Obama, say something.
I don't know.
If you're gonna be on film, you got to put on a little show and be a center of attraction, be a star.
Oh, I think
See if you understand that. I don't. Speak real loud and we can hear you.
what?
Speak up real loud and we can hear you.
Speak real loud when you hear me now. Is that good?
That's better.
Stand there and look at me. Goose.
That's her engine.
Like a goose.
The kitchen where we're getting ready to eat, and this is the cook preparing the meal. There comes the Mr. Cook. That's the Mrs. Cook over there. What a Mr. and Mrs. Cook. This is the kitchen, and there's some tables. Getting ready to eat. I think we have some 15 people or something like that here at present.
He started getting excited. Finally couldn't hold it. He couldn't hold it any longer. So you had to take him out and put him in the car.
You're supposed to.
Drive it. At least most time.
1922, with blue and double pneumonias, about 6-hour difference.
Anybody got anything you want to
Did I
say?
have my good side out there then?
Yeah, that's the reason I got around in front. I got the side of you, and it didn't look as good as the. I believe you look better head on.
Head on?
Yeah.
Well,
Now, The one with the long ears is a dog.
Yeah. that's
Okay,
right.
well, we'll get that squared away.
Take a pic. Hopefully it'll write. Is it?
Anybody want to put a little narration on the tape here?
Somebody say something there on the tape, but this is James C., who was Cortland Skaggs, and he worked for the L&N Railroad here in Louisville. And that's Randolph, Charles' father, husband of Verna Gregson. And on the far right is Pat A., whom James C. Cortland married after Verna passed away in 1947.
Verna and Cortland both taught school. I guess that's how they met. Anyway, both taught school before they came to Louisville. I guess Randolph will be buried over on this side.
And do you think there's
Because you see those, there's writing on both sides here. So I would imagine that Dolphy will be buried over here.
Well, I might add that the last time I was here, it must have been sometime around 1948 or 1949, the last time I was here.
Now this is Rest Haven, and it's located in Louisville, right?
On Bardstown Road.
Rest Haven Cemetery.
I don't even remember the street where our cars sat. That we come in this road and we parked down here. There wasn't any street going this way. And we parked down here and walked up here. That's why I thought it might be on the other side.
No, I remember. Right out here. Right out there.
Now, one added attraction, in case somebody sees this and wants to know how to find it, it's in Rest Haven Cemetery on Bardstown Road. It's in Section 8, Row 10. About halfway down Row 10.
From the, what you call it, the Soldier Circle down there. Count 10 rows up, Soldier Circle.
When you cut that... Now that's...
Have you got it on?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's Soldier Circle, is that right?
Right, that's what
Okay.
they call it.
So it's
And,
real close to that.
Section 8.
Row 10.
Okay.
So that should help us to remember.
You know, it looks like this... come over here, Hardy, and let her get you on here. It looks like this is... Yeah. Well, when he told Daddy about that he come, before him and Pat married, he come down there, and I remember just as well if it was yesterday. I don't know if you remember it or not, Hardy. Was at the kitchen table, and he said, "Well, Birch," he says, "I've got something I want to tell you, and probably now, before we eat," he said, "probably now is as good a time to tell you as any." And he explained how he felt for her and how he felt for Verna, that he just felt that he needed a companion in life, that so forth, and this was a nice lady, and he told all about...
No doubt about him being good to Verna. I think we all realize that
and
he stepped to her
that's right.
command.
That's
didn't
right.
he?
That's right. And he explained...
I guess everybody did, didn't it?
Yeah.
Broke him up. It really broke him up when he told Daddy about it. Well, let's move on to
I guess he probably went down and told Dad that he was getting
Oh, I'm
married.
certain he did. I'm going to tell you what. I told Rose. As far as people I met in my life, I'm talking about me. If there ever was a gentleman that pulled the chair out for the lady, opened the door, tipped his hat, done all the things, I think Cortland fit that mold, didn't he? Or did you see him that way?
Tell you one
Hardy,
thing.
how do you turn this thing off?
There's a power switch right here on top.
I think it's
There's a little red light there, right here. Is it on now?
Did 30 years.
Guess Gary was, how old, about 10?
How old is he now?
Born in 53.
He'd be 9 or 10, depending on what month she died.
Because Debbie was just a baby.
You want me to do that, and you get down there and point to it? Take a picture of you with it? Huh?
Gary's mom, she died when he was about 9, 10 years old. And I think she died of cancer. That's about all I know about it.
And she's
She had 3 other children, Debbie and Albert, Steve. Debbie was just a baby, I know, when she was born.
Where are we located at?
On Bardstown Road at Rest Haven Cemetery.
Section, what is this, 8?
Section 8. Hard to find.
Okay, that's Memorial Drive out there.
Yeah.
And it's 7 rows in from Memorial Drive. Your marker might be that, looks like a magnolia tree there. And since this is a grave on the ground, there's just a few of the surrounding graves.
Got graves in from the Mediterranean.
18.
garden.
That's, what street's that there?
That's the
Mediterranean garden over there.
All right, and then it's 18 over this way?
Right, on this road right here.
Okay.
They would do quite a many on that, something in that neighborhood.
Close to the north outer edge. That is north, ain't it? That way, yeah.
I'm your Uncle Jim Gregson. This is my wife Dorothy. This is Pooh Bear.
What's your address?
7306 East Briscoe Lane.
I thought that was confidential.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah. 4228 zip.
It need that zip. How long, I'll ask you a question. How long have y'all lived here?
12,
Be 12 years.
be over 12 years
Yeah.
now. Moved here in 79, April the 6th, 79.
Well, you wasn't retired when you moved here, was you? And you weren't retired. You retired about 2 or 3 years ago.
I got retired when he had a heart attack.
Oh, okay. That's 4 or 5.
He wouldn't let you go off and leave him, would he?
Right.
I made her retire.
Big baby had to have me here.
Well, ain't nothing wrong with
Holding
that.
his
I had
hand.
to have a nurse or
Private
something.
nurse.
You could have been like me, Jim. You know what I am now, don't you? I'm a house husband.
Is that what you are?
Yeah. So that's bad.
He builds dollhouses.
He'd never make a house husband.
What do you go to still go to the flea markets and?
Not too much. I go to yard sales and collect knives.
Well, yard sales is, I find more bargains at yard sales than I do at these flea markets you've got all
That's
the
the only
time.
place to go. You go to these regular sales and you might as well go to a hardware store.
Let me ask you another question. Have y'all ever been down to Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge, or do you ever go down there?
No, where did we go get
We
married?
were there when we got married.
At Gatlinburg?
Yeah.
Well,
We've been there.
Well, did you
If
have
you're-
him that
if you're
drunk on?
looking-
You didn't even know where he was at.
Yeah,
If you're
excited.
looking-
No, he was sober.
if you're looking for a place to buy new knives,
Been drunk,
well
he
worth the
probably
money.
wouldn't have gone.
And a large selection of them, just about any make you want to look at, plus a lot of other stuff. They just recently built, it's between Sevierville and I-40, Smoky Mountain Knife Works down there. They've got, I bought a lot of
RD.
knives from them. And they just, it's like a museum. That's what I was going to tell you, if you're
RD.
ever down that way, I know you
Make sure you
certainly
get a picture
enjoy
of that.
it.
Yeah, I got a magazine. And,
Oh, he's up now.
I guess.
He was laying down underneath the
Mail
table.
somebody, well, I belong to Nice.
Yeah.
They probably got my name to do that or something.
But that's the best place in the world, as far as I'm concerned. And then, you know that in Gatlinburg, they've got that acreage store. And that's listed in some of these knife magazines as one of the most outstanding knife stores in the world.
Chattanooga, that's in that area.
Yeah.
My Parker, Jim Parker, he sets up here. Well, they just had a show this past week. That's where I got that knife.
Yeah.
And he did own the Case Knife Company. Had to take bankruptcy. But he's still got some connection in some way because he has knives made so many dozens and hundreds and so on of different patterns. Runs them special.
But this Knife Works, I can go in there and just look all day.
Oh, yeah.
See, they had it a little kind of a junky place. And the last time I was down there, they built a big, I'm telling you, it looked like some kind of a important museum. I really enjoyed doing it.
They tell me a lot of knives go amiss out of them places too. They got them hanging up on walls and all different patterns, you
I
know.
don't see how they keep them.
And
The way
some of these
people
snitchers will go through
snitch
there.
things.
Now this,
You
they
see
got,
what
do you have what they got in the Smoky Mountain Knife Works? They got it
Makes
fixed
my
a
job.
whole
Yeah.
lot like one of these diamond jewelry stores you go in. You can see the glass,
Can't
you
get
can see
through.
through.
Give me the doors, did you?
Listen. Marcia. That's Marcia.
Martha? Oh, yeah.
You still don't know the one with the camera?
That ain't Bert's one.
No?
You can't see enough of it with the camera like
I'm hiding behind here, Randolph.
That's Hardy.
Hardy D, well, I'll be glad they have me see those, the ladies. Why haven't you done that, Smoke?
Well, this week, I know you'd want to see us.
Yeah, but you know I do.
You doing all right this winter?
All right.
Oh, good.
I'm afraid we ain't gonna get Bill back.
Oh, really?
I'm out playing on the phone.
Well, has he been here today?
Yeah, you've been gone, haven't
Who's that?
you?
The,
Last week we had.
their chaplain,
Oh,
the one that preached Hugh's funeral.
oh, okay, yeah, that's one
No,
you
the
said.
bill.
Oh, hello, Tom.
Oh, she's just fair. She said to tell you hello.
Well, see, like that,
Well, no, she had intended to come to see you. I've been waiting for her to come, and looked like she's never going to get here. So
Well, you
Hardy
can come,
being
won't
home,
you?
and we decided we'd surprise you and come.
so where'd you get that? Did you?
2 or 3 days ago.
Back here to stay, you still in California.
I didn't hear you.
So you still come back here to stay or go back to California?
No, I guess I'll stay where I am. All my kids and everything are there, so.
Well, they call people from South Carolina.
Tar Heel.
That's North Carolina,
Oh,
Tar
yeah,
Heels,
that's
right.
South Carolina,
You are in North
Gamecock.
Carolina.
Sandlappers.
Really?
That's right, you're in
What
North
are you doing now? Nothing?
They got
Retired?
some good athletes.
I retired last May, Randolph.
Yeah.
Did you?
Over at Old Baseball.
I've been doing around the house, in the yard, building a little this, and building a little of that. I guess doing like, you heard that saying about 500 pound egg.
Seen your girlfriend this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Wave at her. I waved at her. I didn't say nothing.
Huh? Well, they're getting pretty old, Randolph. Under the circumstances, they're doing it as well as could be expected, I guess. They can't get around real good, so forth, as you probably already know. But about a year or so ago, you called down there and I talked to you. Remember that? You feel like we could go get Buddy and go get another bull or not? Do you remember what I'm talking? Yeah, but do you remember what I'm talking about? Yeah. Time you was down there and we went and got the bull?
They doing all right?
Yeah.
I saw where Juanita's brother passed away.
Yeah.
Did she come home? No, Juanita's brother.
Oh,
Richard. Well, I saw, the next week after he was buried, I saw her at the same place, Richie at the grave. I figured Juanita came. What is her sister's husband doing in Litchfield? Do you know? Juanita's sister's husband. He's retired.
I know it. We do HD.
I don't think she did. The kid said she didn't get one either.
How are you?
hey, we're just taking a coffee. I'll tell you what we said.
And,
We wrote made notes now.
You're gonna miss Brother Bill if he leaves, aren't you?
Yes, sir. It's nice to meet you.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
how you?
It was surprising to see
Oh, really? Well, that's good.
You went into shock.
Well, it is. Well, I was sitting down, I was thinking.
Daddy.
Of course, Brother Bill going, or do you know?
I don't know.
Here.
I'm not sure.
Oh, the power.
Copy here. Clifty.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's good. Turn her off. Let's go. Crump Homestead here in Hart County. Willie and Angie Crump, where they lived after they moved back from Tennessee until their death in, I believe, 1958, thereabouts.
Still out there.
Okay, this is the front of the house and yard.
That old pond still down there.
I don't think so.
Out toward the barn, and the barn's still there too.
Graveyard out there.
It's located about 2.5 miles from Mumfordville, I guess, on the Lone Oak Road. Okay, this is going out to Lone Oak Road. We're approaching the Stanley Goodman homestead. That's Gary's house. And there's where Stanley and Margie live. Tenant house. Surrounding countryside. John Logston homestead. Here we're coming up on the Will Miller place now. Of course, I believe she looks a little bit different than it did when Will lived there. Than a White House then. House Bruh built. Now this is really interesting here. There's where Clyde Chapman's house used to be, on Oak Church. It's where we all went to church as kids. Whenever Mama'd make us. I know this ain't much of a shot, but just on the other side of those woods where you see a grass field there is where the Clyde Chapman Pond used to be. Daddy's old tobacco barn. Looks like somebody's fixed it up a little bit. It looks like it's in better shape. Of course, the church house over here. There's what's left of Jim Thompson's place right there. There's the schoolhouse hill. View of the surrounding area. And there's what's left of where we grew up. See the barn. And of course the house is not left and they've cut down most of the trees. This is Lone Oak Church. There's Bruv's house down there. Surrounding shot of farm. That silo, of course, is on the Gentry farm. And there's the Lee Wilson farm where you see the other houses. So forth. And the schoolhouse hill. And the tobacco patch over there. This is what's left of the sinkhole. They filled it in. And there ain't much to look at other than that. Pond where we used to fish all the time, only it looks like it's done dried up. Main watering hole for the cattle and the mules and fishing, and we did take some bass down there also. That surely should be marked for history.
This is old Toby's stall here, and that is old Betty's over there.
One door up, but right here is, this one on the end was Toby's stall. That's just where we looked at the trough, and then right next to it was Betty's stall. They just have one door up now. They've just about took all the...
That's only 75 years ago.
Yeah, and that, see that PBR or whatever it was, PBR there on the door, that was there,
Yep.
Been there, was there I guess when we moved here, and it's still there.
Nobody knows what it means.
And as you can see, Bruv in the gear room, open my door, Bruv, and we'll look around the gear room. Notice that latch there, if you would. That sucker was there, same latch. And Toby could open that without any trouble at all. There's probably a hame off a...
Might be Toby's.
They got the
These was here.
harness racks are still there.
Yeah, they was here.
There's the harness racks. Now, we'll go up in the loft.
They tore up the concrete wall we built off of the shed over there and put, looks like telephone, pieces of telephone post in it.
Yeah. This don't look near as big as it did when I was a kid, or as I remember it. Of course, I guess the whole barn looked bigger at that time.
What?
And the shot from the loft down in the shed, I can remember kicking hay out of here down in the hay racks. They've took the hay racks out, looks like. But they were about right there, feeding cattle down in there on a cold winter's day. Bruv down in the gear room is probably old Betty and Toby's, one of them or both of them's hame.
They're almost past usage on that.
Come on,
Gear room wall right outside the door is another dam that was on there.
this don't
I
look,
don't know who done all this fancy writing, but
it's not look familiar to me.
It does to me.
It was bigger than this.
there's the barn. And then a shot, there's the pond that we built with a World War II surplus bulldozer.
Y'all tell, right down yonder,
got the most, I think he tried to help.
Y'all had it before.
Yeah. Now that right there is the remains of the loading chute and the milk lot that run where them little bushes are there. And about from this fence I'm standing at down to it, and this is where we milk cows for many, many years. And there's what's left of the garden, the raised area right there is the lower part of the garden, and of course the dirt's on the upper part of it. And there's the mulberry tree right down there. Of course, we got here just in time to get the last of it. It's dead. And then there's a bottom down there where you see that cedar tree. And Bruv and I, about, I don't know what year it was, but was building a fence across there, and he pulled his 41 Plymouth down there, and we listened to the National League playoff series, I believe it was, when Bobby Thompson hit his famous home run.
That's a damn dumping at Mother Thompson.
That's barn, since that's the only original building left standing. And another shot all around, and all the way over to Bruv's house. And this is now called Bunnell Crossing Road. I don't know as it was called that when we lived here. Pond down in there. They've added on a tad to Bruv's house. I believe they added on to this end, didn't they?
Yeah, they put a cistern back there off that deck, and they've taken it in with the porch out of it.
We're now headed, of course, toward Mumfordville. We'll get the other side of the road as we go down. Yeah, that tree's grown quite a bit. At Gentry Place, his house used to sit right back, kind of back behind that White House there, I suppose. The old Ed Gentry Place used to be right there. That's the trees is in the yard, and the barn is back behind the house. Owen Logston farm. It's where they lived for years and years. I guess they remodeled the house or maybe built a new house. I think they just added on to the old house. And Frank Crump, I'm told, used to live there. This is Bill Logston, where Leon's granddaddy lived. Of course, not in that house, but lived there. And then later Cleo Sullivan. Haggard Belcher used to live, and Mike and Judy Lawler lives there now. Wilma's daughter, Frank Crump's granddaughter. It's Hateful Harriet's house there. We're coming up on the Punch Bird place here. Of course, there used to be a great big house set up there. It wasn't there then. Some shops, barn, used to be a pond right down there. Now, so as we don't screw up and lose the other like we did and not get the other house, picture of it or anything, this is Mom and Daddy's house in Mumfordville. They moved here in, I don't know, about early 60s, 62, somewhere along about then, I guess. And of course, till the present. On 3rd Street, I believe, in Mumfordville. There's a shot of Mama's azaleas. They're awful pretty. Front porch. We've spent a good amount of time sitting, shooting the breeze, and occasionally drinking a few suds. There's B.
Camera, Dad.
Dog?
The camera. Filming the house.
And there's a picture of the house. The front porch. And on out toward the road. Back of the house. And our daddy always had his garden down in there. And of course the garage is here on my left. The backyard, Maybelle's house.
Smile. Okay. What you got? He's safe now.
Huh?
Do you know Janet? Amber, do you know Janet?
Well, I'll take your seat.
No, hey.
Tricked him, didn't you?
They always go to the
She recognized her role. She's talking to her, wasn't she?
Yeah,
She was talking to you.
yeah.
Hey, Luke.
They decided it's too crowded out
Would you like for her to come over?
Let me tell you, I wouldn't have known a man.
Them two little ones.
No, there they are, back out here.
You should have done good, Steve.
Yeah, after I got my cap off.
Oh! Look at Donnie.
Well, I didn't even know you said it. He'll hog the camera.
Donnie'll take the camera. He don't mind.
Wave.
What y'all been doing? Y'all nobody taking your picture.
Yeah, is there something scandalous going on?
Yeah, I was in the post office the other day and seen a picture just like her.
Got out, didn't it?
Yes.
Did Amanda start school this year? Did you start school?
I'm in third grade this year.
Jesus. I'm sorry. No, I wouldn't like you to be that old. Huh?
I mean,
Jerry, I'm
Hell no. I got everything cleared. I mean, cleared.
Is that a good call?
Here's one. Mine was a gamble.
They get the sheriff, I'll sit down there. Nobody was going to kill it, so she did. Why not? Me and Terry's going to pose here for you.
That's right. Close up.
Right. Everybody else is going to be still
Then we're going to smile at you.
Yeah, we'll smile at you now. Maybe
get close on it.
Get a good shot of it now, Steve. Give him a hat.
You want to wear this?
Steve, it's got a zoom on it.
Okay.
Oh, my
See?
gosh.
Got it.
Oh, God.
Did he ever have poop on him?
Look at this.
Steve, be sure I get a good shot at the nigger car.
Now, get a good shot of that on the nigger car.
Get a good zoom in on that one that got poop on it.
I won't tell you, we all started the Houchins last night. Hardy was ahead of me in his nigger car, and when I got there wasn't even no place to park.
I can believe that.
Rosie.
Yeah.
Bad, right?
They would pay no attention every time they sit over in it, they just die laughing at me. Well, this one time they sit over in it and hit a bunch of that green slime, and it just swims like this. He landed on his shoulder behind there, and he nearly passed out. And his whole knees and legs all skin up.
Was Lou on there with you?
Yeah, and skin
Yeah,
his
he's
knee.
telling us about his knee.
Skin his knee up, but then we went on, they got up, and we went on up the street and finished our ride out. And coming home, if he didn't whip over into that stuff again, and flipped him again, got the other side off again, and shoulder.
When he hurt his tail.
And I said, when he fell the first time, and I said, well, you don't learn very easy over when he's flying.
Luke didn't hurt his tail.
No, it didn't even hurt him. What was funny, it didn't even hurt him the last time. Didn't
You
scratch
said
him or
you
nothing,
didn't
and
even
he
get
got up
hurt.
just died.
Yeah, you was up here asking for my sympathy. God. Oh, you wasn't pulling my leg in.
How you liking school, Lou? How you liking school? Fine. Good. Who's your teacher?
None.
Throw a picture of it.
Well, she ought not.
Got your pictures with you?
That's simple.
Got your billfold with you?
No way.
No way. St. Margaret.
Oh, God. Bullshit.
St. Margaret. Ann and...
Go ahead and say something real good now. Well, that don't hurt anything.
Behind
Just easier to get rid of the lice that way.
Can't hold my glasses up. Give me a brush.
That does make it inconvenient, doesn't it?
Dan's granddaughter, it bugs her to death because she sends the glasses up there. Yeah.
Somebody out there that fish was caught out there in the box. Then what kind it was?
I got a good shot of Dorsey's rear end.
Shark, buddy.
Got her on the cow tail end that time last night. Mad with that glasses, don't never not wear them again.
Hey!
Look at him, I'm like,
What are you doing, Luke? Jam nut.
What are you doing?
Fan out of your way, maybe. Here. Oh, it's
Don't run, Kim. I done got you.
No.
Mess with me and I'll put you on wide focus.
where are you going, Kim?
Did you hear me? I said mess with me and I'll put you on wide land.
You know that? Get right there. That's me now. But he said he didn't.
That's sickening. That's plumb sickening, Marcia. Get them separated.
You over here telling big fish stories and now you're kissing on my daddy.
Well, they're hard to play. Tell him something. Tell him to behave or go in the house.
Doris, I got you again.
Oh, you're really getting your picture. Sit down on it. I hate you.
Mama, can't you teach her to be decent? Exposing herself like that?
Doris, can't you make her slam?
Every time a camera gets on her, she turns her hind end up.
We're going to learn this one time. Well, right now, he wants to be here. But he don't know how he is.
Some dignified woman standing there on the wall, 2 or 3 more talking to her, and there's one of my daughters. I looked up and I saw her coming up to me, and I said, well, here she comes. And to be like that, she's my niece, I reckon I talked about it.
I tell her, whoever's not here. My baby. I've lost it before. My baby. You're mad out. I was. I know.
Does that guy know they got it board?
That's right.
Don't mind. He always sees it real nice.
Well, I got Buddy's butt too then. Yeah, just wait till she gets up here.
Oh, y'all put it on there? Yeah. Sit in a rotten tomato. Looks like a rotten tomato.
I'll be sure and get Junior some Hardy's nigger car in this.
Get a hammer and nails.
I'm always
Just a minute.
Don't burn it. Worry.
What we got on the other side?
Turn around real fast to your left, maybe, and you can get a quick shot at Janet.
Oh, I missed her.
Janet, I've got a picture of you and Adam and Will, and you're running across the field trying to hide yourself.
Maybelle?
Huh? Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mama. Happy birthday to you. Now we'll eat.
Well, there's that one little cake gonna feed everybody.
That's right, that's what we eat.
But I'm gonna tell you what, this is worse than whoever it was met with a loaf of bread and one fish.
Happy birthday!
No, that's well. We all got these on the
Well,
Marty, you want one hat? She wants one of them hats.
Janet.
I ain't looking at you no more.
I'll have to get mine. I don't like yours.
They'll be that way. Yeah. You done learn on my job. That's right. Take the fork out.
What'd you say? Well, here, let her wear this in a while.
Take a picture of it with the sheep.
If you want something sweet, there's desserts of all galore over there. Get you something.
But you don't want me wearing.
Here, you want me to throw this away for you?
I got bad news for you, buddy.
Take your hat.
Get that Hardy, get it.
Get it. I know it 3 times she's been to the bush.
You can tell she likes you. Get up here, I don't freak her.
Leave on pool.
I want to make sure I get a picture of Janice. I had it like the old time.
Hey, Rose, thanks.
How you doing?
One at a time will do, won't it?
I think so.
Huh? You know what? I bought a package of now. You seen that? Well, come out in the paper, you buy one, you get one.
Hey, Vivi.
Hey there. I went down.
Know what?
Get your picture, Bill.
Happy birthday.
But she never
So I thought, well, hell, bad cigarette to put in there. I got another now. I don't know what the hell.
If you swallow that news here, they'll say that. Come out with one that,
What are you two so serious about?
you know, so they let it out.
Hey, what are you two so serious about?
We're not talking.
A trick Bobo.
What?
You want me to introduce you?
Yeah.
Get me on the news. Here, get me on the news.
You mean you're his girl? Couldn't you find nobody else?
Get me on the news.
Huh? Only one left. Damn, how you're a bit.
Hi.
That's bad.
A trick Bobo pointing at me in the garbage, okay?
Right.
Come here, let me see what you got going around. Get them hairs out of here. That's what
Get
I'm going to do.
away from here, Rose. I'm filming.
Quit hard, it looks good. Oh, everybody's going away.
She likes Every time I move this camera around, Jan Nut keeps popping up here.
At least you keep it right into the camera. Doris can't do that.
She's right photogenic, you know it.
Wrong end up. You afraid I'll turn the wrong end up?
At least she ain't after the sheep.
Bees might carry it off, right?
Well, seems like seeing my little chicken shit sunglasses.
Mama had them just a minute ago.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Buddy, help. Buddy.
Good job.
Some Gregson and me, and they got to have somebody around to kind of
No one more view of you nigger car, Marty. No, leave me alone.
Ooh!
Get it off.
Well, I was the last one.
Oh, hey, baby.
She told me 4 o'clock. I thought I had plenty of time. I said, shower me to come. Said, come on.
Maybe I'll show you.
She does me that way all the time. When I get her home, I'll give her a good beating. I just don't want to do it in front of everybody. Watch Buddy lag. I know what he's...
I didn't shower. Mandy come said, come in. If I'm going to come like this.
That time we don't need all.
Now we can go eat her.
Terry got here.
I see your children.
You do? You still on the ball? Well, glad to meet you.
Oh, it's starting. Well, I know what you mean.
Starting to sprinkle.
You done ride your back.
Oh, God.
You got the lens cap on.
Come on, you gotta ride him.
I found about 30 minutes while ago.
Howdy, Robert. Hi, sugar.
Let's whip him. Let's whip him.
He needs it. He needs a good one.
Well, we will. If I ever quit working on that. If you're doing all right. Yeah,
That good enough? Put out there more. You can get more. Get a little more than that.
Yeah, get it. Yeah, get it. Yeah. Yeah, get it, baby.
Where's the hair on your belly at? Yeah, how come you don't have any hair on your chest?
Yeah, and I want you to get Robert with his glasses on.
Here, go here. Here, you want some hair put on it? Sit here. Here, get some hair put on that chest there. Here.
Turn around. Let's see that hair.
There you go. There it is.
There he goes. By George, he's got hair on his chest.
Look at buddy. Hey, get out.
Huh?
Get some more.
You want more of that stuff?
Pull some out there.
Huh? Who am I?
Yeah.
I'm somebody else. Who are you?
Who did?
I'm Santa Claus's little brother. You think you want me to tell him?
Right.
You got one of them too, don't you?
Yeah.
Show it to the camera there. Show him to the camera there.
Burnt some milk in his eye.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Get these 2 lovebirds here first.
Look on her smile over this camera.
Honey?
Christmas bees made that. It's them bees they got up there on the pole, dude.
Huckleberry.
That's the sweet yuck. I found it at Bowling Green at Walmart.
Alfalfa, honey. Let's go all the way on Old Cove to get that.
Wonder what that tastes like. I started reading them, I thought, yuck, are they gonna taste like alfalfa?
No!
Sounds very appetizing, doesn't it?
Let's see.
Hey, boo.
You have to dance.
Making it taste like alfalfa?
Dance.
Baby! That's alfalfa, honey.
What's showing up?
That's your forehead. Blackberry. And this one's orange blossom. And this one's cinnamon.
Good, get out of here.
Smile for the camera.
Come here, Amanda. Oh, yes, there's 2 bottles even. Just 2 bottles? Just 2. Well, I think that'll be sufficient. Amanda, hello. Adam, I'm getting ready to do surgery. This is surgery, Adam. So y'all just somewhere else. You're just at... I can't see it. There's not anything. I mean, it's just red, but there's not a spot. Does it down here?
Wait a minute.
Let's try to see and try to
I
get
called
on.
him Saturday night, and it's older. Ain't nobody in here as old as Bryce.
One of Betty's people.
Again.
I got it 15 years ago, and he was 84 years old.
Told me he was asleep.
Greensburg, man.
We don't get him up to that, right? So, and they called me about
Down here.
3 weeks ago, and he's in Heaven Rose in Mississippi right before Christmas.
Robert.
Yeah. I got a Yahtzee game.
Okay. Yeah.
Come here, I'll see if I can find it.
Close the door, Adam. Tasha, Timmy. Right over here. There's a game I want you to play. That keeps whatever we play, Timmy, that remember. And Thanksgiving. Did you use that in your long time? Oh. Let me get over there.
Get a good shot.
That one.
Why'd you tell me, Teddy?
Get that out of here. 300.
All right, when I grow up, I'm gonna be an actress. I'm gonna play Scarlet. Me too. What's that woman's name? Melanie. Melanie. Y'all sit down. Let's play. Go. Hey, Adam, take some of Amy's.
Huh?
Take some of Amy's.
From all of them.
Upstairs. Upstairs. Go upstairs, don't here.
You know my landlady, Mrs. Chung, is teaching me a new word in Chinese every day.
That's the only time I get this.
Hey, Carla.
Turn the slide. Your profile. There you go. Other side. Oh, that's beautiful. Get up and turn around now.
That's all right.
No, come on, get up and turn around. Woo! Look at them legs. Woo! Oh, man. Come on. Profile, Sandy, profile. Come on, profile.
Oh, no. Not us.
Come on now.
gonna get right up in your face.
I'm the new manager here.
Saturday morning, and Rose and I had to do some more stuff. When they built the new airfield, and they built new plants out there, and I took them out where they built new houses and all that fun stuff.
Wait a minute now. Gotta get me, shoot.
Donnie, did they get 30 cards?
We playing.
Get both. Donnie. No. He didn't have a
Daddy, smile, you're on camera.
Adam win. Don't look at him.
350.
Don't look at him. Don't look at him.
350.
Don't.
What am I supposed to do with it?
Come on, Donnie.
I'm the one doing the filming, okay? Whoops.
Okay, now it's Dorsey's turn. You play it.
What do I do with this fix?
Well, it just has to sit there. You need to play it. 5 I draw? Yeah.
1.
I'll have to have a 2 or skip both 2 or 1. You can start at the top. Turn up your card there and see what it is. Here.
Well, I can play it,
All right.
can't
Yeah, you can play it.
I? What I do?
Okay, now, do you play anything else? Donnie, come here, Donnie. Come here a minute.
Come here and show us how
I
to
forgot
play.
something here. What do you?
Oh.
I ain't got it on.
That's where you can play your skip balls and then turn up another one. Play it as a 1. You play it as a 1 or 3.
Get rid of this.
Get rid of these.
I played it for you. I don't want her to get rid of that.
Nah, yeah, that's option. And it's bad ones to get. It takes a long time to get rid of them.
They do.
You got any more? You got 4
Or could I play a 4?
on that 3.
Man, that's a 3 now. You play 4. You go to 12 and it's dead.
Oh, okay.
All right, now hold it. You gotta lay one down.
Oh, what?
I didn't have them do that.
Lay one down here. Anything that you can.
Right here next to yours.
What do you want?
I didn't have them do
Can I
that.
play on this?
Right now you can. You can't next time.
No, you can't play on it. You can play it over here,
Yeah,
but
you
you
can play
can't
it
play
over
on
Right
it.
here when you find it.
Or whoever started this.
I didn't play me none of that.
No, I know it. Daddy didn't either. You need. Okay, now I can play that 4.
And I was 3,100, so put
3.
100. Well, it'll make.
And it's best to play a big one after. It's no harder, so if you.
Some what? Some dope.
And I had 6 over here.
He's done dope. For teaming. Keep him well.
Well, if there's anybody here, I'll find out. Comes the door, I'll find out. They know that. I got a set of air horns on that. Sit down on them air horns. There comes the door.
Look, make a muscle. Make a muscle.
Like a
But
muscle.
it's a real challenge.
Look at Adam, like a muscle.
Sunday, I stopped Sunday to make sure that I burned this trip. I already told him this time today, call me on the phone. I told him, what time I be here.
Now, you taping now. Get that poop? Yeah, yeah.
You got poop in your breeches?
Take that poop in your breeches.
Robert.
Jackie's little boy.
Oh, yeah.
He's about to drive him. You've seen JD. Have you seen JD? Sitting there and he's sitting there on his lap at Halloween night with one of the
You're going to get oh, I got the draw 5 at the... Put to it.
Play all the way down, walk up?
Yeah. Play my last. I play my 12. Hello, little boy. Turn him over, buddy. So, now I want to play my 1.
As long as we don't have time to take a bath. It's the damnedest time to take a bath, you know what?
Everybody's running, darling. There's one.
You better have
No! They done got me too much already.
We done got her much.
Oh, look at there. She likes being taped. Damn, how you turn this off?
I ain't got my seat now, boy. Down here, Mom.
Yeah. Mama, get a close-up of Adam. I can't. He keeps running from me. Sure, you had to turn this off. I'll turn it off. Well, you want to hold it? Because I'll have to turn it off.
He's done got close-ups to my legs and my face and everything about
Get when that book in there. Here, let me show you how to do it. Put it up on your shoulder. All right, now put your hand up here in here.
He was trying to turn it off.
Now look in there, and they see that green light, and put your eyes up next. Just put it on back toward the
Okay, I see it.
Put your eye up right next to it, though. Okay. Now, is that green light on in there?
Yeah.
You filming it. Go get everybody.
It wasn't filming before, evidently.
Help! Look back!
Hello!
Don't say can't see your face.
All right, buddy. 2, 3, 4.
2, 3, 4. There, no.
I don't believe anyone is going to pull it out.
It looks good at all.
Well, we'll see you a little later.
Y'all leaving?
Yeah, we got to get back.
Ain't the tape on? Ain't you gonna watch the movie you brought up here?
He said he'd
Maybe I'm going to make me a copy of it.
Okay, see it.
you get up a little way sometime, give us a call.
I will. I'm gonna stop by and see you
You're
next
my skitball,
Okay.
no problem. But
Bye, Janet.
Come on, Director Morris.
I got to have one of these.
Put it
Oh,
down,
I
put it
turn
down.
it off.
Well, turn it off.
With the van. Next time I'm in town, we'll be up there and we'll go up there and see him.
No, I thought maybe you did. I got a bunch of them down there. You're gonna have to put that up, Barbara Walters.
She already likes college.
That right, don't work for horses.
You have to like to later in your life.
You come back again, don't you wait long. Are y'all leaving?
Marcia just keeps you waiting by time. Do what I'm pretty kid, she's gone. I know what it is, isn't it?
Well, I bet it's been 10 years since you've been here.
Okay.
You get ready for that.
I will.
Well, he said y'all didn't leave. Come back, we just you all and you're running. We don't even, we hardly get around at all. We have to go. That's the reason I like to have everybody come once a year, because then I get to see everybody.
See you later, buddy.
We got
See me sometime.
And a birthday, I forgot. Left
Be
it at
good.
Daddy Rose's house. I think a month later they took her birthday.
Oh, and then you lose, when you got you, you go lose.
Just take care of sheep.
Yeah, they're over here,
The little fuzzy ones.
Daddy.
They're good. Take care of sheep.
Daddy, he leaves all night. We get up there. He was making me get everything together and I thought,
How to take care of them?
Well, I put them in.
they are doing that. Are they really? Oh, I thought you were crying.
You can have them.
No, he lay one
A long time since you heard yours like that. Yeah, buddy, I wish I had a laugh like that. Somebody's right there, he fell and happened to me. Put it off.
No, we don't.
Still wired. That great big old truck. Hey, he's up there and I was telling him that.
Whoever it is, never watched
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up here in a few minutes.
Adam got a close up of my leg. He got it up in my face like that.
Well, that ought to be real good.
Oh, you found it. See you.
You gotta have that day.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Barney win. Did we win? Marcia, get this on camera. Wait a minute, Gary. Give me sugar before you leave.
A close up. Bye, Rose.
We'll give you a ring for Marcia, come back before you go. There you go. Here I am. Come here. You got nowhere.
Yeah.
Smile, buddy. You're on candid camera.
Come up, Will. I'll show you.
I bet to burn up.
Yeah.
I stay that way all the time. Everybody at work hates me. I say, oh God, I go down, throw the heat off. Oh yeah. What? What going on? I want you right in your hand. I had it all on down. I had my telephone book and something else. Everybody says,
Tell Carl.
you appreciate it. What have you got?
You ready?
You ready?
Mama, you and Daddy come see us. We'll see y'all later. We'll catch you. I don't get back down here. Right now, I think we're planning on coming back 4th of July. And, yeah. And, if we don't make it, then we'll be here sure Labor Day. Look for us Labor Day.
They're in there.
Let's go, bro. Bye-bye, everybody.
We'll see you, Jerry.
You just go to sleep.
Hey, y'all come back. Okay, it's nice seeing you.
I guess we're gonna have to take Lee home. You wanna go home?
You know I will. I'll be wrong with the flow.
Bye. Where you going? Here, Garden.
Where we got you home? Bye, Uncle Garland. Bye, early, Granddaddy. It's only 20 to 9. That's early, Granddaddy. Bye. Now you New Year's yet. You didn't get ready? What you said?
I thought you just go down there.
Me too. One year I was looking
Well, yeah. I'll talk to you later. Y'all come to look. Well, you're coming to look. No time soon, are you?
No, we won't be back till See you, hon.
the bathroom and made up the house. You ain't got nobody to change clothes to have.
You like